In the morning, traders, and welcome to Price Action GPS. I'm the Market Surfer here with your morning report for Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. Today's earnings. AMD, I guess, is the top one everyone's going to talk about, but there's a lot actually because of the insurances, the Aflac, Allstate, Altria, I guess that's the smoking company, AIG. So there's actually a lot. Boston Properties, that'll be interesting. Caesars Entertainment, Camping World, Caterpillar, Chesapeake Energy, Columbia. So today's earnings, there's a lot going on here. So a lot of personally, I'm not really worried about the earnings per se. I'm more interested in what their forward guidance is suggesting and saying. Because the next few months, I see turmoil. I want to see how they word or how their word salads come out so we can try to read the tea leaves. So these are today's earnings. Like I said, AMD. Yesterday we had Starbucks. No, yesterday was AMD. That's what I was doing. I was looking at that. And then Starbucks was yesterday. Today, here we go. So the forward guidance, I'm waiting to see all that stuff hit the investors or the smart money, because there's not... Everyone's looking for a shelter. And here's today's economic news. Yesterday's job openings and everything came in pretty much in line. But like I said, this stuff only matters later in the week when, the initial jobless claims, productivity, all these things obviously mean a lot more. But they always put the news together to try to paint a picture they want you to see. So just paint your own picture. Now here's all that economic news. I would really like to talk about why large pension funds are investing in private real estate. And this is from February 14th, 2022. Real estate agents and investors across the country from California to Florida have noticed an uptick in offers submitted by institutional investors, quote, paywall. Large pension funds are competing with investors and homeowners to buy everything. Single-family homes, multifamily commercial spaces. Few asset classes are exempt. These deep pockets cannot resist the action, and for good reason. As the co-founder of the company that invests in private real estate, I've seen how property investments can provide greater diversification, income, yield opportunities than stock and bonds. So, with that being said, that long ago, the commercial real estate backed securities are probably one of the worst assets to own right now. And they own quite a lot of them. And these are your pensions, how pensions invest. I will obviously put this in the show notes. Risk of private real estate, I'll tell you, risk isn't that bad. But what they don't realize is the interest rate rising. Oh, that's in this article, they go on to say in a low interest rate environment, it helps this specific type of investment. So that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So now they own all this stuff, and when it comes time to refinance this, there's going to be a problem because interest rates were what, 0.3% 2 years ago, and now they're 6%. The CMBS are the other public market option for investors seeking passive action in real estate. Similar to bonds, CMBS act as fixed income investment securitized by commercial real estate notes on Class A real estate. Prior to 2020, CMBS investors could earn consistent returns between 1.3 and 2.6%. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit commercial real estate rather hard. So I will leave this in the show notes so you can read it. And now I'm going to go on to, well, not exactly. I'm going to talk about this. This guy is really good. So RJ Talks, I'll give you your shout outs. He talks about things I'm interested in, like how much money. So I believe the government has to borrow $1 trillion for the month of August. Here is the $769 billion, but you add everything up, it's like $1.1 trillion or $1.3 trillion that they're borrowing for the month of August. This is the problem. Where are they getting this money from? They're going to sell bonds and all that. Yeah, but who's buying them? The banks have been buying them. They really have no choice. If the other half of that purchasing is coming from your deposits in the banks, then there's problems because now there's even less money in the banks. This is the pension funds investing and everything. Everyone's tied to the same pain. So when this pain unravels, I think it's going to hurt, and that's when the new economic system and tokenization will start happening in large scale. And on a worldly note, here's the largest natural gas fields. Iran and Qatar, Russia, Algeria, Russia, Turkmenistan, Russia, USA, Netherlands, Russia, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Iran, Russia, Azerbaijan, Iran, and Egypt. I still think natural gas will be one of the largest new economies around. It's not that new, but it's old enough to where it's acceptable. And I actually seen an Amazon semi-trailer, like a tractor trailer, they're large vehicles, was run by natural gas. I saw that on 295 in New Jersey 2 days ago. So natural gas is a lot easier to convert large fleets over from gasoline or obviously even diesel. So I just want you to see, because obviously this is where the wars will be. And if you look at the Google Maps, here's this city right here. Look this city up, Astana. Just look it up. It'll be the most New World Order city you've ever seen. So if that's the case, and you have China all the way over here, Europe here, goods have to get across. It goes back to the Silk Road and the Belt and Road Initiative. But more importantly, almost the entire population of the world live in this region right here. So instead of thinking where we have to send goods from here to there, it's more likely we need to ship energy from here over to there. So all this that's going on, think of World War I when they changed the whole world, or at least the Middle East, because they got rid of the Ottoman Empire, and then all these new countries popped up. Europe was decimated by World War II, and we rebuilt them. So all that economic growth. I don't necessarily think it's the same rebelization as the No Agenda community would put it. I think it's an economic rebelization. I think wars are a little different going forward. I don't think they'll be as conventional as they used to be. It'll be more technical and economic. And with that being said, everybody, I will go on to the charts. Sorry for taking too long, but I thought those things were interesting. This is AMD. This was their earnings yesterday. This is what their chart looks like. I could say I don't see it going much higher. You have declining volume. I mean, even if it does go higher, if you just want to get in for that ride, economically, with the tea leaves, I don't see that as a good ride yet. Let this finish. So halfway between. So if we get down to there, then finish the ride up. But I would honestly just stay away from it now. If you're already in it, I would watch it just to see, what to do going forward. Bitcoin. It's still under that order level. So once again, there's our resistance level. So we went up and hit it, and I don't think we're going to poke through it. Not yet, anyway. Dollar index still getting stronger, and this one looks like it should finish out. So where are we going to go? Are we going to go any lower? Are we going to go to this new low? Are we going to hold at this watermark? Because we're above this watermark. So we have some, I would say, some decent support under. So if it deems it good support and holds, we can take a ride up. But even if we get a little ride, I would still expect a little sputter back down to the 100 mark. Let that play out through the week with all the economic news coming out. Don't worry about that. The pound dollar, still interesting, still holding. We don't have a third top to the other side to roll over, but momentum. The currency wars are really what's going on. And that the move, this is starting to creep up again. This is what we got to watch. When we start getting above the 130 mark, above here, because 150 is everyone in the institutional investors scream when it's here. It really bothers them. Here's the 2-year. It looks like the rates are starting to roll over for the 2-year. All the short term are through the roof, but the longer term are kind of high. I mean, kind of low compared to there's your yield inversion. And this is the inversion of that. This is still going down. October 13th. Let's see what happens. SDS looks like they're building some momentum here to go back to the upside. 200 period moving average, and there's a gap there. So this is only a 1-hour chart, though. I'm just looking for entry's sake. Apollo is still holding strong. Their earnings come out tomorrow. Like I said, I'm worried about their forward guidance, not what their numbers say in the past. Look at Palantir, man. That is like screaming. I would still wait for the pullback. And that water line seems to be around the $10 mark. Starbucks. Earnings. Reported, estimated, so they beat that to the upside, but their revenue is down 121 million. 1%. So going back to what we talked about, the millennials are the ones getting laid off, and they're the ones who shop there. So that is going to affect them. Let's see how much it will affect them going forward. Once again, let get through this week with some more economic issues. The bottom line is that the Fed has to borrow $1 trillion. I mean, our government has to borrow $1 trillion from the Fed, and that's a problem for the month of August. This is what's going to cause a problem. I don't care what the earnings say, or that's why I'm interested in the forward guidance of these companies. Spotify is still holding that. But still expect a little more failure than that. Maybe even down to the 200 period moving average. PayPal. I'm watching PayPal. It's in its first leg up. If this is an impulsive wave, if we get down here and hold some support, this may look like a good buy on the long term. In the long term, I still think they're going to come up with some kind of token for PayPal. PayPal will be its own cryptocurrency. Or its own, instead of calling it a crypto, it'll be its own blockchain, its own ledger. So, even get a ride up to there. Looks pretty promising, to be honest with you. AMD, their earnings were yesterday. Good across the board, but once again, Taiwan and China, there's issues there. I don't really have to show you anything else. With that being said, everybody, this is a value for value endeavor. Your time, your talent, and your treasure, as the Podfathers would so eloquently say it. Lover of Knowledge sent me an article the other day. That was the Ford article about the EV. He also did say something on No Agenda Tube. I will pull that up next time we're up. If you're watching this on No Agenda Tube, please donate there. Sir Alex does a great job of providing us with No Agenda Tube. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's nothing wrong with YouTube if that's where you watch it. To me, YouTube's pretty much my television channel. So if you're watching on there, give us a thumbs up, comment. You can also download a new podcast app, but at podcastapps.com. They have value for value, the podcasting 2.0 community. Use the Lightning Network. You can boost boostograms. It's actually pretty cool, but that is the future. So you could never get canceled. I could say what I want. Not that enough people watch me on YouTube to actually make a difference, but I'm going to say what I want. So once again, thank everyone for your time. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend. Keep watching the market, man. It's getting wild. Getting to the end of the summer, so we should see some changes coming. So once again, thank everyone. Give us a thumbs up, share, feedback. We'll see you next time.